What's up, Quality Reps? Today we're going to be doing some yoga for the hips. This is going to be a great stretch for the hips, and it's a nice fluid flow, so you'll have some time to just sort of chill out, relax. We're going to start this practice by centering ourselves with a few deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Relaxing, letting any tension drop out of the body. Alright, big exhale. We're going to meet on our backs. We're going to get into our baby pose. So we're going to squeeze our knees into our chest. Big release in the hips here. You can have your head chin to chest or relaxed on the ground. Be gentle here. Let your mind just absorb any thoughts that come through. As you exhale, go deeper. Exhale. The next inhale, we're going to come up into boat pose. So we're basically making a V with our body here. We want our knees at shoulder level, which we can sort of create this boat posture by holding out our arms parallel with the floor. Looks like a boat. Strong through the core here, warming up. We're going to slowly release it now back down to our backs. So kind of similar to the first one, we're going to bring one knee up to our chest at a time for wind release. You can have the other foot on the floor or slightly raised, just hovering off the floor. Engage the leg. Exhale, go deeper. We are going to gently, slowly switch legs. Alright, switching legs again. This time you're going to come straight up, heel to the sky, and you're going to go over the hip into a lying side stretch. We want to keep both of our shoulders on the ground here. So if you can get into this position with your foot on the ground but your shoulders up, get your foot on the ground and then use the breath, work that shoulder down. Going to be up almost 90 degrees with the legs here. Relax, put it back down, switch sides to the other leg. Leg comes up, heel to the sky, and turning over the other leg, the lying side stretch. Plant those shoulders into the earth, hands into the earth, feet into the earth. And release back to center. So we are going to get up and we're going to meet each other in our child's pose. So you can take a second to just relax your hips a little bit, get into a nice position. With the lower body, we're focusing more on getting the hips down to the ankles here. Hands are forward. I like to crawl my hands forward usually to get a nice shoulder stretch, but we're mostly focusing on the hips here. So send your breath to the hips. Every exhale, we're getting lower. Every inhale, we're relaxing, going where we need to go. Alright, next up we're going to find ourselves in an extended plank, knees, chest, chin to the ground, upward facing dog. Gonna hold this for a while, thinking about dropping the hips down and forward, down and forward. Chest is high, head can tilt back, shoulders back, chest up, hips low. We're really almost thinking of like we're peeling up off the ground here. We want our hips nice and low. Next inhale, we're going to meet in downward facing dog. Big stretch in the legs here. We are keeping our legs pretty straight. Option to pedal out the feet here. Getting a big stretch. The back of the leg. Strong through the hands. You can hop, skip, or walk your way up forward. Hands stay where they are. Feet walk towards the hands. Forward fold. This is like head to knees here. We want to keep our legs straight. Don't bend the knees. Unless you really want to, you can do it. It's alright. Straight leg, standing forward fold. Relax the neck. We're going to slowly take a big inhale and come up to standing. We're going to drop it down into our deep squat. So as you can see, I've basically fully acquired my deep squat here. And so can you. Consistent practice. Basically, we want to adopt a pretty wide stance here. Not too wide, but wide enough that we can get really low with the hips. We want to drop them down all the way, getting full flexion with the knees. And if you can get that low, there's an option to use your elbows to open up the hips. Placing your elbows in the crux of your knee and pushing it open by putting your hands in the prayer position. Alright, we are going to meet each other back into downward facing dog. Pedal it out, shake it out, do what you gotta do to get there. When you're stable, we're going to raise one leg up into the air, straight up. The other three limbs attached to the earth are nice and strong. We're getting that heel as high as we can, pushing the ground away from us to get that hip nice and strong, nice and high. Keep it, keep it, keep it. And then stepping the foot on the outside of the hands. So we're coming into a big low lunge here. This is called lizard. So it's like our hands and our one foot is in a line. We're really working that hip flexor. If this is too easy, you can drop down onto your elbows. If this is too hard, think about opening up the knee away from you. Hold it, hold it. Big exhale, get low. And then if you're on your elbows, you're going to come back up. We're going to take that forward facing knee, tuck it underneath us, and point the knee towards the opposite wrist for pigeon. This is a massive glute stretch. You can play around with this one. There's a lot of different ways to do this one. I want you to find the one that works best for you. And if you start to feel comfortable, what you can do is fold over the front leg. Don't want to be too comfortable. We are stretching here. This is something to be... It's a time for growth. It's not just a time for relaxation. We do want to be pushing ourselves to some degree here. With every exhale, we're diving deeper into our capabilities. And every inhale, we're coming back to a place of stability, calm. All right, next exhale, you're going to bring the back leg around, plant it in front of your knee that's beneath you, twist towards the knee that's beneath you, and plant your elbow on the inside of your knee that's up now. You're going to use your gaze, twisting your neck around to twist your entire body. And you're trying to look further and further in that direction, in that rotation, getting a big stretch throughout the entire body here. And release. You're going to meet us back in downward dog. You're going to do the whole thing again on the other leg. Grounding yourself here. Going to eventually lift one leg up. Getting it nice and high. Remember, we're getting all our stability from our hands and feet that are still on the ground here. Pushing through them, getting that heel to the sky. We're going to bring it down, step to the outside of the hands on the other side. Finding a good space. You can play around with how open your front knee is, how low your shoulders are getting. Relax your head and neck and face. No matter where you are right now, you're doing a great job. Here working. Doing more for your hips than most people will, I'll tell you that. Alright, we're going to take our knee, get it underneath us, point it towards our opposite hand. Finding a nice space on the floor. You can go more towards the outside, more towards the inside. Usually I'd say keep your butt on the floor, but you can raise it up a little bit if that feels alright. If you find a really nice spot where you feel like you can forward fold, that would be great too, but you don't have to. Back foot can be pressing the tops down to the ground, can be on the side, can be up in the air. Exhale, let it all out. And when you're ready, big inhale coming up. We're going to take that back foot around, place it on the outside of the knee, twisting our body around, using that foot that's coming over as leverage, pushing against it, using the arm that is pushing against that leg to push even more. twisting the entire body here. But really the most important is the gaze. We're looking further in the direction of the rotation. We're doing our best to see further in that direction. Exhale, twist, twist. On your next inhale, gently return to downward facing dog. Take as much time as you need. Option to pedal the legs out in downward dog, or keep them nice and straight. Going to walk, step, or hop our feet towards our hands for another forward fold. This one's going to be a little bit shorter. Big exhales and inhales here. It's really nice for the back. Deep breathing in this position. And coming up. You can come up halfway with one inhale, exhale back down, and come up fully on the next. We're going to adopt a nice and wide stance here, wide enough that you're feeling a little bit of a stretch in the inner thigh. And we're going to lean forward at first with a straight back, sort of like a deadlift or squat back, where our spinal erectors are straight. Working on our hip hinge here. Nice straight back. Not curving through the back is straight. And we can slowly start to curve it, getting our hands to the ground. Or just letting ourselves hang in this position. Alright, next up we are going to be simply adopting this position on the ground. So you can sit down from this position, or you can come all the way up, big inhale, and find your way to the ground. But we're going to be doing seated, wide leg, forward fold. So again, for the start, we're going to work with a straight back here. So you might want to plant your hands behind your butt to get nice and tall. You might be leaning backwards a little bit just to make sure that your back is straight, and then we're leaning forwards from there. Hamstrings, the back of the knees are pushing into the ground. Feet are pushing into the ground. Toes are up, pointed, active. We're just using our hips here, tilting it forward like a bowl of water. We're pouring the hips forward. We're tilting them forward. And eventually, slowly, gently, we're going to start to curve the back forward. Doing our best to get the head to the ground. Arms outstretched in front of you. Exhale, go deeper. Inhale, rise back up. Be gentle with the legs. I would recommend picking them up out of this position. We really just stretch them out really well, so be gentle with them. Meeting on our back now for simple bridge. Feet are planted at about arm's distance. Hips come up high. If you're able, option to do full bridge here, but simple bridge is just as good for this flow. Getting your hips nice and high to the sky. Feet and hands are strong in the earth, planted. Keep holding it. You're almost there. You're almost there. And we're done. We're going to roll our spine out. Take your time with this. From the top down, rolling the spine as we come down. Being very gentle here, taking your time. Option to shake out a little bit here. A quick cat-cow, perhaps. Before we get into our forward fold. Seated, straight leg, forward fold. So what I always preach here is thinking about really bringing a lot of awareness to the hips, getting the head to the knees, or at least doing our best to bring our head to our knees and get our spine nice and mobile first before we even reach for the toes. Doing all that for 2, 3, even 4 or 5 breaths can really help unlock this pose for you and touching the toes. If you are able to touch the toes, and just generally in this position, make sure that your hamstrings, the back of your knees, are pressing into the ground. Your hamstrings are not upright in this position. They are straightened, they are lengthened, and they are pushing into the ground. Working with the breath here. Big inhale, coming back up. Option to shake out. And roll down onto your back, arms by your side for shivasana. Corpse pose. That means relaxed. Letting your shoulders drop into the ground. And the back of your head feel very heavy. Relaxing your face muscles. Relaxing your neck muscles. Relaxing your back muscles, the shoulders, the wrists, the hands, all falling away. It's all falling into the earth. The lower back is relaxed. The hips, super relaxed. We just stretch them out. The glutes, the quads, the hamstrings, everything is like butter melting in a pan. The calves, the feet, they're on break. Turned off. From your head down to your toes, everything is off. It is not engaged. We are slack and relaxed. Take some deep breaths. Exhale, fully empty the lung. Now, I definitely invite you to spend as much time as you feel like you need in Shavasana, letting any thoughts and emotions that might come up be what they are, observe them, you know. But if it's time to go, it's time to get up and make an impact on this world, then by all means, you centered yourself, you've worked on yourself, it's time to go. I love y'all. Peace, quality reps. Have a great day. Fantastic day. Love y'all. Peace.